least your top 3 guys?
So since I've been here in Wisconsin, we have been blessed in the quarterback room. You know what I mean? We've got some really intelligent guys in there. I mean, I've got 5 guys in there that understand what we're doing. Our top 2 right now are Tyler and Braden. They have a full understanding of the offense. They are probably doing as much offensively as maybe I've ever done with any of our quarterbacks, with the exception of Sam Howell. So we are ahead of the curve this year, and that's kind of what I expected going into year 2 with so many veteran guys coming back. And even though Tyler wasn't here, he's the veteran of 3 different offense coordinators, 3 different type of offenses, and he's been through this, so this is old hat for him. He's a veteran, and so he's learned it as well as we need him to at this point. What's that? Oh, they said this question was coming. We have named Tyler Van Dyke our starter. I will tell you that Braden Locke, last year it was Tanner Mordecai, and the number 2 was Braden Locke. This year it's Tyler Van Dyke, and we really see Braden Locke. I mentioned to you in the past how much better he's gotten this year. You know, and as Fick says, we kind of see it as a 1A, 1B type situation right now, as opposed to a 1 and a 2. That's how well Braden has done here in camp. But as of right now, Tyler Van Dyke is our starter.
You said before preseason began that Braden was twice the player that he was a year ago.
Yeah.
What specifically is different about him than you've seen?
You know, his strength last year was the decision-making part of it. We wanted to get better athletically. We wanted to get throws off a little bit quicker. I think we want to be able to do more with him mentally. So the great progress this year is he's so good mentally that he's on point with the throws. He's been even more accurate this year than he was last year. With the help of Brady Collins and the staff, he's doing a lot more things athletically that I did not see him do last spring. You know, he's just a much better athletic product at this point. He's stronger, he's more durable, he's twitchier, he's a little bit, I wouldn't call him explosive, I'm going to hear about that one, but he's more explosive than he was last year. And so those are all benefits. And then he's just kind of taking it to another level mentally. And you really have a play caller on the field when he's out there. So he ought to be able to manage the problems and put us in a good position. And then his number 1 job would be to distribute the football.
What separates him and Tyler? What separates Tyler from him?
Right now, I think Tyler probably is pretty close mentally, right? He's where we would like him to be. I mean, you always want him to be better. I don't like any mistakes ever, every day, right? That's our goal, is to be perfect mentally, because it's hard to be perfect physically. And then I think probably the big separator right now, bigger arm. He probably wins and drives the ball better in the smaller holes. Both can throw the deep ball well. There's probably a greater range with Tyler, and then he has done an absolute, a hell of a job running the football and extending plays when he needs to, which I'm not sure if, looking at him and they call him the prototypical pocket quarterback, and I don't necessarily think that's what he is. And he's shown that he can extend plays with his legs, and that was another key factor in the decision.
You obviously had familiarity with Tyler in the ACC. I know you talked about that before.
Yeah.
When you met with him, and he was trying to make a decision after he entered the portal, how much did you feel like the last year or 2 wasn't necessarily indicative of the talent that he possessed, given some of the ups and downs that he had?
There are things that occurred at Miami. I mean, he comes in there the first year and he's the ACC Rookie of the Year. And he had a good second season. I mean, what people don't know is he played extremely hurt the 3rd year. He also was on the 3rd year of a new offense and a new coordinator. I don't know if that approach that they took the 3rd year was conducive to Tyler, but it's not my decision and at the time when he's at Miami, and I don't want to judge the OCs that are there. But I just think we have to be careful and make sure that we try to do the things that feature what he does well. Right, and the decision-making part of it is good. The big arm is really a bonus for us, and his mobility is a bonus. So the 3 things you would hope to have in a quarterback we have right now.
Coach, year 2, how do you hope to have the tight ends be more feature in your offense this year?
Well, did you watch practice today? Because they were, right? They are involved more in 2 tight end sets. We have a couple 3 tight end sets. We're moving them around a little bit more, and we also have, I think, more depth at the top 3 spots where we can kind of use the 3 of them. We have at times. And so Tucker Ashcraft looks like a second-year player. Riley is a seasoned vet, and that's the way he plays at tight end. And then McGohan gives us a different flavor there at tight end. He's extremely athletic and twitchy. And then there's the emergence of JTC Graves, who has, at 252 pounds, runs well right now and has done a better job blocking. So, obviously we're happy with that room, and we're going to utilize those guys.
You've seen you use a lot more running backs, just some different looks, 2 and 3 backs up there at the same time. Just what does the depth of the running back room give you in terms of versatility with this offense?
So, Coach Spalding and I talk about this just about every day. It's a good problem to have when you have the depth that we have, and that the guys are all playing well and they're executing. I'd say there's one running back needs to improve on protections. Another one has to improve on run blocking. There's another one that, has to get the mental part of it down. We've got things we want to improve on with each of them, but there's 5 or 6 of them right now that if we had to play them, we would feel good about the athletic potential that they have in the game. Some catch it better, some slash it better, some are the better power runners. So I don't know if we're going to do this thing by committee, but there's certainly room in the offense for 3 running backs.
When it comes to even with the running backs, just young guys like Dylan and Darian, just at this point, how have you seen them progress to the point of them, especially like working with the twos and getting those reps like they have?
Probably the area that I'm impressed with most when it comes to Darian and Dylan is how quickly, because neither of them were here in the spring, how quickly they have assimilated. They get along with the players. They got some good relationships with the players. Obviously, athletically, they blend very nicely with the offense, but they have done a really good job on the run, and they're still learning, and they've still got a ways to go, but they have done a great job in a very short period of time, just this summer in this camp, of learning the system and understanding how it goes. And right now, I think they're in rhythm with the tempo, and I think they get a little help from the QB in the backfield, and that's usually how we're going to help the young guys. I would expect by the time the season comes, we'll feel really good about that medal.
Phil Lucas said multiple times that he doesn't want to live through the portal, his position especially. How do you do that over the next couple months to see where Braden and Mabry are developmentally, so you know what you have come December and don't have to push that button?
So I think the portal decisions are based on what immediate needs there are, right? I agree wholeheartedly with Coach Fickle that you really want to build high school players and get a chance to develop and get a chance to keep them over the long haul. There's nothing better than a 3rd and a 4th year starting player at any position, but not only because he's good at what he does, but he's playing instinctively, and he's another coach on the field, so he's really going to help the young guys. And as long as that culture continues here, I think that's going to be the mode in which we do things. When we need to go after a portal guy, that's a fixed decision, and then we make a move. Right now in the quarterback room, I feel really good about Mabry. He's a young guy learning, and he's doing some nice things, and he makes some mistakes. Braden is really, if Braden were our starter right now, we feel great about it. That's kind of where we are in the quarterback room. And so that's kind of where we are moving forward. And then we've got Cole and Milos in there developing, and they're both bright kids. So I like where we are. We'll have, I almost said the name. I got to remember I can't do that. We got a really good one coming in December, right? And then we have another one set and committed and ready to go for the following year. So I like what the future holds for the quarterbacks in our room.
When we're here for Coach, and we'll get Coach letting up here.
I'll say, Phil, with even someone like Kevin Haywood, with how he's had to work at first team right tackle, though he's been working back and forth. If, like the season were to start in a couple days, do you feel that he'd be ready to play in a game?
I think we all have confidence in Kevin. Are we getting out of him what we're getting from the starter, from Riley Mama? No. But, Riley's been here numerous years and started numerous years. I would say that Haywood reminds me of Tucker Ashcraft from last year. He's a guy we don't want to have to put in there right away, but then we did, and we were pleasantly surprised by the way Tucker played. And it's paying great dividends now as it did towards the end of the season. And Haywood is getting some reps with the first team that we did not plan. Thankfully, it's not going to be a major issue, right? So he'll be a 2. But he's getting reps right now against some really good people, and that's going to pay dividends, and his development will probably happen. And he'll be ready to play maybe a little bit sooner this year than we anticipated. And for him, that's a good thing, and for us, it certainly is a good thing.